Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your July 2018 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead. And I am so loving what I'm seeing coming in for Aquarius. As we're moving into Cancer and Leo time, it really feels like this is a breaking point or turning point for you in an incredible way. Honestly, some of the most auspicious and benevolent energy I'm feeling for the entire zodiac this month. So congratulations, Aquarius. You're doing something right. You're doing something very well directionally. And I know that a lot of you are coming into this and you're like, okay, this doesn't sound right. This sounds kind of crazy. But I can definitely see that you're coming straight into July with something more than what you've had before. You are definitely pulling in more. I think that Aquarius energy has been quite void for a lot of this year and quite barren feeling. It's been hard to create, hard to manifest, but it feels like there's something in June before July that clicked for you, or that turned that on, or turned that the right way. Like, I feel like the cogs are working more properly within your brain, within your body. Things are working more harmoniously. And even if you're feeling a bit disenergized coming into this month, it starts to right itself. So this becomes a month of you focusing on your breath, focusing on breathing, focusing on making your body stronger, strengthening your foundations. You have strength in your reading and the High Priestess as well as your two major arcana cards for this month. So you are strengthening your spiritual veil. I feel like you are making your bubble and your partition to the rest of the world more strong. So with that, it could be possible that many Aquarius are wanting to be more solitary this month, or wanting to detach, as you are so good at, from a lot of people in your life. And even maybe find new relationships as well that are more compatible with the new types of separations you're forming in your life. Some of you are falling in love this month. That's really incredible to see. Or trusting your feelings towards love, trusting your people, trusting your circle, trusting your support network. I'm really happy to see Ace of Cups coming up for you this month. And I'm really happy to see Eight of Wands as well in your reading, really pulling in benevolence through trusting your gut, through trusting your like very inherent feelings of what's like right and wrong. I feel like a new type of moral compass forming. I also feel like so some of you are gaining new feelings towards a new person, and you most of the time in this type of situation would stop yourself, or choose to go against how you feel in order to like be in the right situation. And I feel like through trusting yourself and following through with your like gut instincts and intuitions, you pull that much more benevolence in. You have a lot of Swords court card in your readings. So King of Swords reversed, Queen of Swords, and Knight of Swords. Lots of air energy around you, lots of wind, lots of air people, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra energy coming in. And it feels like that could be adding to this feeling of barren energy that you're having. I would try to surround myself more with maybe like earth or water energy. It feels really good for you. Unless you're meeting like new air sign people, like shoot for new people if I were you this month, for sure. Because Three of Wands is your central theme. You are going to be really focused on what you need to turn your back on. I do feel this to be not necessarily a more pessimistic energy for Aquarius this month, but it's going to be like really easy to see what isn't working. And it might be a little bit more difficult to actually turn away from that. You might see that you have an addictive cycle that you weren't aware of. You might see how you were like wrong about something, or how somebody else was like wrong about something and it's caused problems. And I do feel you being a bit taken aback by how you solve this or how you move past this, but you do this month. And the message is to like turn your back on that and look towards new horizons in a very loving way. Sometimes Aquarius can be sudden with this type of thing. Again, your sign does rule ideas of detachment and disconnection. So Aquarius can be like very loving, very connected to people, then all of a sudden just shut it off and turn it off. Unless you have like a Scorpio moon or a Cancer moon or something really watery in your chart, your tendency is to have very strong control over the emotions and very prone to not being that emotional sometimes, actually. And you are called, because Ace of Cups is connected to that as well, you're called to emotionally be able to turn your back. So give people the closure that they need, give people the connection that they have deserved, and in a very high way explain to them why you have to turn your back for now, or why you need to go the opposite direction. and then you can like disconnect as much as you need to. I do feel like I was connected into something which was telling me that it's important for Aquarius to give people the closure, or for Aquarius to explain why they're turning their back, but they must turn their back one way or another. So just keep that in mind. If you can be very ascended or high morally in the sense of how you're disconnecting, so maybe not just blocking people and never explaining anything to them, just dropping off the face of the earth, that may not be so good. But anything which gives you, or should I say gives them, an understanding as to why you have to do this is really helpful to you as well. And very much strength giving too. Otherwise, in intuitive energies, before I get into the week to week for this month, it is a month to really like celebrate something, or to see your achievements, to see how far you've come in some type of purpose field that you've been working with. Also, generating new purpose could definitely come in this month with the Wands and Cups energy. So new things that you like, new things that you want to do, new wants, new desires, new hobbies, new pastimes, very prevalent for Aquarius. So think about how you can turn these things into something even more. It feels like you have a lot of good mental ability to, turn your new hobby into an incredible business or something. So that is a silver lining for this month, as you are blessed with purpose drive and ambition, like solar plexus energy. It feels really good for you this month. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get into the week to week for you all. In the first week of July, Aquarius, you have the High Priestess rooted down by Knight of Swords. So quick level up, quick ascension into a new type of spiritual format. Some of you may be watching these types of videos for the first time and finding something really great within this type of genre of video. Some of you may be taking on new religious principles, or just really thinking more about the crown chakra, the crown areas of your life, and doing that really quickly. So I sense that some of you could like take up tarot and like really quickly understand tarot very complexly. I also feel that some of you could take on something that's not even spiritual or religious or anything like that, and just really quickly have a very intuitive grasp of it. So another incredible auspicious energy this month. Take on something new in the first week, I would recommend. Even perhaps something dealing with your health, maybe have some blood work done, see what deficiencies there are, and become really intuitive with how you solve that problem. I sense a lot of Aquarians solving problems with their health and solving problems with, that nagging feeling that just won't go away. So treatments for anxieties, treatments for emotional lack or loss in life. So like working with a spiritual counselor, or working with a psychological counselor, or just the best way actually doing intuitive pastimes and letting that connect the dots for you. Like for example, you take up like some type of sewing or something, and you see through knitting things together how you've not been able to tie things together in your life, and all of a sudden it clicks. Lots of that type of thing happening for Aquarius, but also a good time for readings, a good time for sort of like having this type of thing on in the background. So make sure you check out some of my other videos, your sun, moon, rising sign. And I feel that this is a good thing to be listening to, or other channels that talk about this type of thing. I feel even if it's like wrong, like if you can identify, oh, that person's definitely not resonating with me, there's something in that for you to see. And there's something in that like identification of something not being right or being right that teaches you a lot. So that's beautiful energy, Aquarius. I'm very happy for you. Week number 2, 3 of Cups rooted down by Ace of Cups. Even more beautiful energy, very watery, very emotional, very hormonal energy as well. I sense a lot of you having tears of joy, which says to me that something really incredible must happen to you. Someone who you've lost could come back to you. You could be healed from some type of long-term or terminal illness. You could have just a very small act of kindness that like hits hard. And I think it's a wonderful time to do that for other people as well, Aquarius. Pay for the person behind you in coffee lines or something, or, put it forward and get it back is what I'm feeling for that as well. If your cup is overflowing, let the rest of the world experience that as well. And I think that it's really nice to see you thriving in that way, for sure. I also feel that you are subject to a lot of hard-hitting subtleties. Aquarius is a very open-minded, expansive energy. So to find these new types of subtle things and fix them or mend them, it's like a mending energy as well. You're kind of taking things which might be overflowing into your hands and working with that in a healing way. Like, so maybe some of you are taking up Reiki, massage, or doing Reiki or something. I feel like that would be incredible for a lot of you, like healing with your hands. And pay attention to your hands. How are your hands feeling? Do they feel good? Do they feel responsive? And do they look healthy? I feel that you can see a lot with your hands in regards to your health for sure. But the second week, that's just beautiful energy, Aquarius. One of the best weeks probably of your year. And for those of you who are having a hard time in that week, make sure you check out your sun, moon, rising sign, because as Aquarius energy goes, I feel that it's almost like not possible to have a bad time, like a terrible time during that week. But if you have a lot of like Scorpio or Capricorn or Cancer, you know, with all this Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter retrograde and Mars, you could definitely feel a bit more crazy. So check out, again, sun, moon, rising sign and stuff. But in the third week, Aquarius, King of Swords reversed, rooted down by strength. You are gaining strength in not needing to extract everything. So King of Swords reversed can be a sign that you're like overusing your brain, like deconstructing too much. The cognitive system might not also be adequately fueled. So again, check like the vitamin B's, the vitamin D's that deal with like calibrating the nervous system, because I sense a lot of you kind of like glitching a little bit. Like Aquarius is kind of a robotic technological energy. Sometimes your brain is like a very incredible computer, and sometimes the memory gets full and you can glitch a bit. So this does feel like a week where that can happen, especially as you become so much more emotional than you used to be. So other parts of your brain are more active than they used to be, which is an interesting thing for Aquarius. Very interesting for you for this entire year, I feel, for you to be using new parts of your brain, or new electrical impulses are being developed for you. So again, really incredible energy, but I do sense a lot of you like maybe forcing your brain to like work in the way that it used to, and that's like kind of freaking you out because you might just sort of like be blanking out, or not being able to find your words for things. It needs some refining, like maybe like the way that you're using, because all of a sudden like my words are feeling a little bit more difficult to find. So maybe Aquarius needs to write things down, or Aquarius needs to not need to communicate so much during that period of time, and be thinking more about how your body is communicating with you. Like how is your body telling you certain things? How are you communicating with your body? I feel that makes more strong that connection that's happening for you there. Also, I think that you could be gaining strength by not talking to people who are bad for you. If I were to interpret King of Swords reversed as someone else, like not you, like another air sign in your life, there's like a need to hold true, or a need to hold true to what has been happening for the last few weeks. So if you've just had the breakup and you've not been talking, I feel that you still need a bit more time. If you've been trying to make something work, maybe try to make it work for a bit longer, till like mid-August. And if it's still not working, like detach then. Like not being too quick or too sudden with movement or decisions during this time, I think is good. Fourth week, Aquarius, Eight of Wands, rooted down by Queen of Swords. So you have that King and Queen of Swords sort of diagonal to each other there, which to me, intuitively, I feel like it's more of you like balancing two sides of yourself, like the left and right side of your brain could be like balancing, or the two personalities and yin and yang principles within yourself could be communicating in new ways. And this, what I see when this happens to people is usually just new desires come up, or new pathways. So don't be afraid if you suddenly are not caring so much for the career that you're in, or if you're suddenly not caring for the house that you're in, and like a lot of random spontaneous things are like coming up in your brain. I wouldn't follow through on them yet, because you have to receive something first, is the message that I'm getting with Eight of Wands being connected to that. You have to receive some kind of big thing that you weren't expecting, or some kind of achievement or something, and it doesn't feel completely realized yet in you or expected, but that's going to be your cue. So remember this. Remember, it feels that this is very important. You receive something unexpected, that's like your cue to go. That's your cue to make the big decision, or that's your cue to make a sudden action. But until you receive the big thing, or before you receive like the sudden experience or circumstance, it's not so good to make a big decision, and it's better to kind of sit still and become stronger and gain your strength over your situation. And that process is either starting or concluding in the fourth week of July for you all. And I feel that for most of you, it could last till around September, or you might be having that Eight of Wands energy in August or September. But for some of you, it will come then. So, just be prepared for that. Be prepared if you're watching before that period of time for sudden things that are unexpected. It doesn't feel bad. Eight of Wands is usually like really nice to have for sure. So just remember that though. It's like the big thing comes and then you can make bigger decisions. Your central theme is Three of Wands, as I was saying. So new horizons are on the forefront, new frontiers, facing new possibilities. For some of you, this could also deal with facing someone's back or someone turning their back on you. That could shadow the entire month, feeling like you can't access somebody or feeling like you have wronged somebody, even like being too hard on yourself about the reason why somebody has turned their back on you. So I would try to channel this energy more in a face the horizon, face somewhere and like make progress, move towards that, versus facing someone's back and really focusing on someone having their back turned on you. Okay. And otherwise for Three of Wands, be open to that like solar plexus energy, that creative energy, that creative desire coming in, and new pastimes, new purpose, new ambitions, new goals, new hobbies. All of that is really good territory. And be open to the subtle, like you're seeing the sunrise, you're seeing the sunset. Look at the subtle parts of that and correlate that to ideas of your life. Is it time for the moon to rise in certain aspects of your life? Is it time for a more diurnal or nocturnal type of experience? Anyway, Aquarius, beautiful, beautiful energy. One of the best of this month for sure. So auspicious, so benevolent. You're protected. I do sense like guardian angel type of energy and very strong spiritual power within you to be protected. So anyway, I hope that this reading made sense and resonated for you, Aquarius. If you haven't had the opportunity yet to subscribe to my channel, I would so very much appreciate that. It's very helpful for me. Also, your likes and comments mean the world as well. Check the description box below. I'm on Instagram and Twitter if you would like to follow me there for more updates. And I also have a Patreon page. You can click the center of your screen to jump over to that. You can get these readings early and ad-free there, and participate in some of my discussions or have a few other things as well. But it's all over there, and you can also book private readings there as well. So yeah, Aquarius, good luck. I am wishing you much light during this time, and we will be talking soon. Bye.